if I'm a minute or two late here. Just finishing up a couple things. Short week. It's made it a little bit of a cram session. But, as I told the staff, sleep Saturday. So we're looking forward to the game on Friday night. We've had a lot of work done yesterday and late into the night last night. And then today we will go out there and do a walkthrough tonight. We won't do a traditional practice because we didn't get back till 5 in the morning. And then we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day before, Friday game day. So excited about it. Blackout, from what I was told. So that's awesome. Some great uniforms coming out. Excited about that. Adidas did a fantastic job there. We've got seniors. 26 seniors will be walking on senior night, which is a big number, but expected in the situation that we're in terms of we have a lot of guys that have been here 6 years, 5 years. Then you have the 4-year seniors, and then you have all of the post-back guys that transferred in here or stayed. So it's a big number. It's a big number there, so we're going to honor that group. We're going to play a foe that we know in terms of UCLA and a team that's a former member of the Pac-12. So we're familiar with them. We're familiar with their team, their staff. I worked with Deshaun at UCLA. He was our running back coach when I was there in 2017 as the offensive coordinator. And, so certainly have familiarity there. We've played them the last 3 years at the last place I was at. And it'll be fun. But we need an incredible crowd for a lot of reasons. Number one, I think we should honor the kids that stayed. Some of our players have been through 4 head coaches. Some have been through 7 coordinators. COVID season, 4-8 year in 21, 14-1 year in 23, and now they're going through it, their final year here and trying to figure out what their life is going to look like if there's an NFL career or not for them. So I think it's really important to honor them, have our last dog walk of the year, have our last game of the year at home. Hopefully we'll never have another year where we only have 6 home games. The goal will always be 7 home games moving forward, which is obviously what all the other teams in the Big Ten do. And I'm sure we'll do that as well. I know that is our plan moving forward. So we've got one more road trip, and then hopefully we have one more road trip after that in December. But we've got to get our job done in these next 2 weeks, and it starts this Friday.
Will going to start Friday?
We'll start Friday, yes.
Okay. Does the plan for him change at all? Do you plan to give Damon a drive or two here or there? What's the?
At this point in time, I would say our plan would be similar to SC plan or Michigan plan. I think about 15 plays, 20 plays, but that's certainly up for grabs and probably some game plan advantage there if I don't answer that more than that.
Can you talk about why it makes sense to start Will again Friday?
Yeah. Well, for a few reasons. Number one, he's led us all season long, and he's 5-0 at home. He has done a fantastic job against both Michigan and USC in our home games here and Northwestern. He has been a fantastic leader since arriving here. There wasn't anything that I would say that occurred on Saturday night that I would hold him solely responsible for, that would have caused us to say, hey, there's just no way we're going to win this game otherwise. I have total faith that we're going to win the game with Will at the starting quarterback position, and I think the team feels the same way. So he's worked extremely hard. This would be his 51st college start. And the decision I made at halftime was for multiple reasons. Certainly to try to provide a spark. Certainly we weren't where we wanted to be, but there was a lot that went into that decision to give Damon the opportunity to lead us in the second half.
Is there anybody who decided to participate in senior day who has eligibility left?
I think there's probably a couple guys that probably have a year left. I don't know exactly all the names of the 26. I can't remember. I think Guard Memelar is walking. I think he has a year left. Mikel Esteen was going to walk, but I don't think he is anymore. There's probably a few guys here and there. Sam Adams, I think he's got a year left, I think. But I just give them the opportunity. I say walking does not mean leaving. Jordan Morgan walked and then came back. Mike Wiley walked and then came back a year ago with us at Arizona, both of which are now, one's at the Packers, one's at the Commanders. So, and they played for us their following year and they walked again. So I think those are the only couple, but I'm not positive.
How'd you come out health-wise from the game?
We're pretty good. It seems like I'll know better tomorrow where we're at, but nothing at this point in time that I would report saying that anybody has been eliminated from the game. So I'm hopeful that we get a little bit healthier with Mikel. Hopefully that he's getting Bruner is going to be fine. Kali should be fine. It looks like as of now when I walk by him, he told me that. So we'll see.
You were a head coach at UCLA for 2 games. Did that push you in that direction? Did it make you want to become a head coach more? And what were the circumstances? Was it hard to become an interim coach for your head coch? And talk about that a little.
Yeah. That's always a tricky situation. We were 5-5 and played USC. And it was I think it was Coach Mora's maybe 7th year there. And we wound up losing 28-23 to USC, and they made the change that Sunday morning. And they called and asked if I would take the job. It was my first year at UCLA, and you feel you have very mixed emotions because you're there because of the head coach. You're there because he reached out and hired you. I didn't need to by no means leave Michigan, and chose to do that to coach Josh Rosen and be there. And then next thing you know, you're getting thrown into that deal. And we had a Friday night game. And I said, I'll do it for the players. I think it's an opportunity that our players, continuity, and I felt like that was our best thing to do for them. We wound up winning the game, going to a bowl game. And the night after we won the game to go beat Cal, they hired Chip to be the head coach. And they asked if I would stay on. I said Chip didn't want to be involved at all in the bowl prep or bowl game, and he was going to put his staff together and stay out of the way. And so we did everything we could to have a fantastic bowl experience. It's always challenging. It's always tough when you in this profession when that happens. But we gave our players the best we could and the best opportunity we can to enjoy their Christmas over for a bowl game.
Make you want to pursue it later on?
I always wanted to be a head coach. There was never a doubt in my while I was growing up in the profession that I wanted one day to have the opportunity to run a team, and it certainly gave me some insight into what it was going to take to be a head coach, and it really was certainly a big jump from just being a coordinator. So it was nice to have an opportunity for those 5 weeks to practice at it, I would say, and then went back to the NFL for 3 years before going to Arizona.
With Carson, was it just the same shoulder that he was
Same
saying? Okay, so it's just a matter of him being able to play through the pain or whatever.
Yeah. It's a pretty bad. He's got an AC sprain. He's tough as nails all year long, and there's not gonna be any negative deal if he for him to continue playing.
After the game on Friday, you really hadn't had a chance to talk to Thaddeus Dixon yet. Have you had a chance to talk to him, and just your thoughts after reviewing the play?
Yeah, I talked to Thad, and he's excited for Friday night. And the bottom line was it wasn't in the second half, so he's able to play this game right off the bat. And he's going to be able to get right back at it as a starter. It's one of those rules that we're not going to be able to fix today, tomorrow, or the next day. Maybe one day there'll be a decision that gets made that they don't need to be ejected for the targeting. Maybe it could be similar to the NFL. I think a lot of things we're doing are trending that way in football. And the NFL makes a decision whether or not it's a targeting offense to get ejected or a targeting offense to just be a 15-yard penalty. I hope one day we get to that same philosophy where we ask the league or the league office or the officials that are reviewing it to make a decision on, hey, if this is targeting, does this need to be an ejectable targeting?
You guys gave up 8 or more third downs in the last 3 games. 10. I think that Penn State was 10 and 12. Do you see anything that's kind of correlating to that, and how much maybe did Thaddeus' departure contribute to Penn State having a little bit more success on third down?
Yeah, we talked about all week one of the keys to victory against Penn State was going to be getting off the field on third down, and we didn't do it. We didn't do it the week before really very well. We did at the important moments, but we have to be better on third down defense. We have to be better on third down offense. As we go into the offseason, come January, we're going to look really hard at what we can do to continue to improve in areas. Situational football, third downs, red zone will be 2 huge areas of emphasis. But we have 4 days to do whatever we need to do to make sure that we get them off the field. We had opportunities to make a tackle. I mean, at the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter, there was 14 and a half minutes left. We just, kicked 2 field goals in a row. We were, let's say we were up 6-0 in the second half, let's call it. And we had them at a 3rd and 6 and had a chance to tackle and make them, on the 29-yard line and have them punted to us. And we didn't get that tackle. We didn't make that tackle. And they went on a 10-minute drive. So those are the things that we talk about. And we need to make those tackles and make those stops and then hold the ball a little bit longer, convert on third downs, and then see how good we can get.
Jedd, were you at all surprised, I guess, that James Franklin was trying to score up 29 with 10, 15 seconds left to go in the game?
Yeah. No. I wasn't. I'll tell you what I was, though, is I love the effort that Barkins and Peyton Waters made down the sideline to prevent that score. Yeah. It reminded me of EJ's play, right? Those 2 guys were absolutely running as fast as humanly possible. And if they at all had any give up in their body and just say, hey, we're down 29, why am I straining like this? They would have scored. And what I thought was pretty cool about that, and then Devin Bryant made a huge tackle on third down. At least we made sure they didn't get in the end zone, and that I was proud of. I don't want to decide what other coaches should do, and nor do I want coaches to decide what I should do if we were up 29 with 1:30 and had the ball.
When you look at the experience that Demond had in the second half of that game and just the game reps he's had throughout, where are the specific places where that's most going to help him, or where you've seen him take specific strides just from having those kind of experiences?
Everywhere. We met yesterday. I talked to Demond for a long time. We watched every clip. He and I and Jimmy together went through every play he had in the second half, went through every play Will had in the first half with Will. And what I explained to Demond is, you're going to end up, just like Penn State's quarterback, but, number 9 played 13 snaps. 9 and 44 played 13 snaps at quarterback, and Aller played the other 52 snaps. And, what happens is you get these opportunities, and now when Demond gets in there next year, he's going to have experience of playing in front of 107,000 people in a whiteout. He's going to have the experience of going against the number 4 team in the country that has 1 loss by 1 score, against Ohio State. He's going to have the experience of, what does it feel like to try to make a slant throw into tight coverage on 4th and 5 and be able to draw from that experience. They gave us the kitchen sink at the end of the game. They were bringing 8 up cover 0. They were bringing 7 up cover 0. They were blitzing us on almost every down. And Demond made plays, didn't make plays, but scrambled for a first down on 4th down, scrambled up the sideline for 50 yards, got sacked. out of touchdown range on a 3rd and 6, on the 6. So we're able to go through every one of those scenarios with him and talk about, hey man, when that happens next year, we're playing Ohio State and they want to go all up 0 in our stadium. What's our answer going to be? Or hey, when we open the season up, I don't want your first time that you're dealing with a 4th and 5 on the 5 being, in Pullman week 3 next year or whatever it might be. I want it to be now. So he's really beginning to learn from it. I'm sure he'd love the double reverse pass back, right? And the third play of the second half. And but I also know that next year he's not going to miss that throw. And I know that he's going to continue to improve. And at the end of this season, he'll probably have 150 to 200 snaps. And, then we got him for 3 more years. And we've got an opportunity to take those 3 years. And I've never had a quarterback for that long. So this is like a dream of mine. I think I have 19 quarterbacks in 20 years. So 19 starters in 20 years. So the idea of having a guy for a couple of years that we could build this thing through is pretty exciting.
Jedd, on the interception that Will threw going to Jeremiah, I don't have the all 22, so I'm not speaking out of my what here, but it looked like Jeremiah had kind of an inside release. Do you want him to go inside? Is he a freedom to go inside, outside on that? Or?
No, it's an outside release play. And as soon as Will saw that he went inside, he needs to come off of it and go to Giles. And unfortunately, we didn't get that done. And once you go inside on a go ball from the slot, safety's intercepted. And so we talked about that. And, sometimes in the heat of the battle, all of a sudden you feel leverage a certain way and, you have to force it. You have to force the outside release, and then you just don't have to throw the ball. And so that's what we talked about, and we made that correction. And sometimes you can't make the correction until the negative play happens, or you make it again after the negative play happens. But I think everybody would like that one back.
Do you have a read right now on the likelihood that Jonah Coleman might want to play another year of college football?
I'm going to say it's on the high end of 90%.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll see.
Is there a chance that Max gets back this week?
He can play this week, but he's going to have to play with a cast, so we're pretty cautious of that.
You've got somebody like Roy Tanufi who's in his 4th year. Did he miss the cutoff to get an extra year in COVID, or will you get him back?
I don't know if he can come back or not. I don't think he can, but we will. If he can, we'll do everything we can to try. But some of these we don't get. Some of the waivers you can't get, some of the waivers you can. Boys is a tougher one.
Who's impressed you the most from UCLA in their last 3 wins?
Well, I think Coach Foster's done a tremendous job of getting that team to win the last 3 games in a row. And they went to Rutgers and won 35-32, and then Nebraska 27-20. And then this past game, 20-17. And it was a game that they went down 10-0. So they're resilient. Ethan Garbers is playing really good the last couple weeks, especially, I think, the last 6 quarters. I thought he's played really well. And, I think that they've got some players that are making some Big Ten plays. They got an outstanding defense. He's got them playing really hard. They started 1-5, could have gone any way at that point in time, and they went the way of 3-0. So this is a really good football team. They were 8-5 last year. The year before, they were number 9 in the country. They didn't lose a lot. They have old players. They only have 1 transfer in the front 7 on defense. Everybody else, and that he's from Navy, defensive end. Otherwise, everybody else has been there, is there. They probably have the best nose tackle in football, in college football, number 93. And, I think what impresses me the most is how the teams played together, how they've improved. And, Coach Bieniemy's done a really nice job on offense with Coach Castillo. And we know that, they're continuing to become a pretty explosive team on offense and getting really good on defense.
Cam Davis? Last one. Cam Davis have a chance to play this Saturday or Friday?
Cam?
Yeah.
Cam will play.
Because it didn't look like he got it against Penn State, was it?
Yeah, Cam's good to go. Okay, thanks.